Well, good evening, everybody. This is John Unell from Schuylkill Haven, aka John I Fly, or Johnny Fly, either one will do. Hope everybody had a good Sunday. It's Sunday evening now. And, anyway, going to talk about this past week we had here. With the, I've entitled it Utter Chaos. And it was utter chaos, particularly Wednesday. We knew something was going to happen, but I know I didn't expect it to be quite as bad as it turned out to be. But really, when you think about it, the past months, actually, I would say the whole term that Donald Trump got into office, but particularly, I'd say from midterm on, the tension's been rising. And why has it been rising? Well, Donald Trump, he's been egging people on and saying hateful statements and ideology, and, well, there's a fringe group out there that likes that. And they hung on to his every word. I mean, after all, when he had his campaign rallies, he'd encourage people to punch him in the mouth if they said something, and get that sucker out of here. Well, you breed that much hate, it's bound to come out sooner or later. But anyway, I want to talk about the attack on the Capitol building for a little bit. I remember I was online that morning. I was on pretty much in the morning in between making breakfast and stuff. And I saw Trump made a speech, I guess it was around noontime Eastern. And like I said, that particular day, I was kind of like listening to it, but I wasn't listening to it. I was busy with other things, but then they started breaking in on other channels. I watch CNN basically, but once in a while I'll turn the channels around. But I heard all this ruckus going on, and I think, what's going on? And it turned out all the networks are covering it. These people, I mean, I've seen some of the guys, they even had clubs and all. I'm like, what the hell is going on? Well, here, when Donald Trump made his speech, and I didn't catch this right away, I watched re-showings of the clips on the news. But he said, he was encouraging people, let's go down to the Capitol building, He was still hanging on to that stupid fantasy, They stole the election from me. And these people, they sure did, well, let's go down to the Capitol building and make sure those senators, basically see things our way, and vote to overturn the elections. And I might add, it was a free and fair election that the American people engaged in. He wanted to just go down there. Let's just, show them we mean business, And then he came out and said, well, only being strong, man, that's what's going to do it. They're gonna see we mean business. And then Rudy Giuliani said something stupid, something about, we have to, something about battlefield or something. I didn't catch it all, but let's encourage, combat. That's what he said. Yeah, go down there. We're in a combat. Well, when you have all that talk, what's going to happen? Well, you're going to psych the crowd up and stir them on. Well, that's exactly what happened. So I was watching between being online and watching it online and watching it on TV. I was like, I couldn't believe my eyes, especially when they actually were breaking into the Capitol, smashing windows, crawling in through the windows. And I was following the vote tally. And the next thing I know is I saw, what was it on, I think online, they were breaking into the building, and then simultaneously on TV, they called a recess. I'm thinking, uh-oh. The next thing you know, they're right outside the chamber doors, the Senate chamber doors, and wanting to get in, banging on the doors. Well, then I saw guys with pistols drawn. I thought, uh-oh, this is getting out of hand. Probably the Secret Service. And I'm thinking to myself the whole time, where are the police? Where are the police? Now, they had a single line of police. In the beginning, they were on the Capitol steps trying to hold them back. But when that mob took off, I don't know if somebody gave them a signal or what, but they started barreling through. The police couldn't do anything. And eventually they had to put a call out to get more reinforcements. But the thing that I found interesting is, where were they? How come this wasn't anticipated? I mean, after all, you had a nut job in the White House, and you had him making radical speeches to irk the, get the crowd going more and egg them on. But I heard a figure. I don't know if that's an accurate figure, but I believe they said there was like 33,000 people roughly had shown up. That's a hell of a lot of people. There was a lot of people there. And they were hell-bent on going in. I guess they figured, well, we're going to take over the Capitol, or we're going to do... I don't know what the hell they thought. I guess they thought they were going to be able to stop the process with the Electoral College votes. But I'll tell you one thing. Thank God democracy prevailed. Our democracy was strong, and they weren't able to do it. But unfortunately, as a result, there was 5 dead, and there were many more injured that had to go to the hospital. And I just couldn't understand where all the police were. And then I heard a report that, well, could be very well that Donald Trump did not call in the National Guard right away. He had something to do with that. I wouldn't be surprised. Of course not. Well, what the matter of fact, I watched, and just the other day they replayed it. There were policemen. They actually let the protesters in. Come on in this way. Taking selfies with the protesters. Imagine that. So, I don't know. It's just, it was definitely organized. It was something funny was going on there. It just wasn't spontaneous. I don't think it was spontaneous. I mean, you have a president. I call him a president because that's what he is. He had that speech, that hateful speech, and yeah, we're going to show them. I'm going to join you. That was another thing. Yes, we're going to march down to the Capitol, and I'm going to be right there with you. Well, you know what the coward did, don't you? He went back to the White House. Yeah, watched it on television. Amazing. That stroked his ego, I'm sure. Didn't matter how many people were injured or killed. He wanted to get that fame and glory. I don't know if he actually thought that somehow those election results are going to be overturned and he'd be like a king, a dictator. We're going to be back on the White House for a second term. That's how stupid Donald is. Thank God our democracy is strong, and it didn't happen. So as a result, I really I really feel he needs to be out of office. Now there's these technicalities, of course. Nancy Pelosi, the Speaker of the House, wants to impeach him, and tomorrow, Monday, they're going to be drawing up the articles of impeachment. I heard last time that it was going to be one article, but then they came up with another article too. I think it has something to do with inciting the mob or whatever, but they'll spell it out tomorrow. But I don't know. There's debates, well, he's going to be impeached, but, then it has to go to the Senate, and Mitch McConnell doesn't want to take it, he won't be able to take it because of his, the Senate's agenda. They have to wait until, like, the 19th. So I don't know what's going on there. I personally feel they should just get some Secret Service in to get the okay from Nancy Pelosi or whoever. Go in there, take his ass out of office, and let Pence take over until the 20th when we get Biden in there. It's going to be an interesting show, I'll tell you that much. And the people should be held responsible. Not only Donald Trump. I think he should be prosecuted. Once he's out of office, prosecute his ass. Not only him, but his son, Donnie Jr., and Eric. They were all in it, and that Giuliani, he needs to be in there. Anybody that was encouraging insurrection against our government should be held accountable. No ifs, ands, or buts. And I don't want to hear the Republican Congress making excuses for Donald Trump. Oh, well, we can't do this because of this. Bullshit. He needs to go. God only knows what other damage he'll do until he gets out. That's why Nancy Pelosi wants to get his ass out of office, because God only knows what damage he could do. He's deranged, like she said. I think she said it, and there was another congressman said that this morning on the Sunday shows. He's just not right. He's deranged, and it's the truth. So now he's probably in the White House. We haven't heard from him because poor baby lost his Twitter account. They permanently banned it and closed him. Then he tried to go around and use some other means, some presidential account, and they banned him from that too. I love it. I think Facebook also is going to ban him. So I kind of like that because in a way it's peaceful. You don't have to listen to his hate speech or read it or whatever. But anyway, the other day they interviewed Alyssa Farah, I think her name is here. If I can read my own handwriting, yeah, Farah. She was on MSNBC, and she was interviewed. She was the former White House communications director for the Trump administration. She had, I think she worked directly under Vice President Mike Pence. Well, anyway, she said that many people who served in the administration were patriots and had integrity. Well, I take issue with that. I mean, there may have been some that had integrity, but where the hell were they when we needed them to speak up? Where were they when Donald Trump was impeached the first time? And it was so obvious of what he did, trying to twist the arms of a foreign leader to investigate Joe Biden, and threatening to hold the money back for their aid until they did it. And it was obvious. And the House impeached him, and when it went over to the Senate, and everything was laid bare. The House managers laid bare what happened. They presented the proof. And what did they do? They acquitted him anyway. And that gave more fodder for Trump, because the next day he's there holding up the paper. Acquitted. Black letters on the newspaper. Okay? Well, that just boosted his confidence. I'm like, well, if I can get away with this, I can get away with other things. Now, he didn't come out and say it, but you know that's what he's going to do. any way he can skirt the law, he's going to do it. And that's what he did. But this Alyssa Farah, she even said he should be taken out of office. So, I don't know. I just, you know, it's the thing with the integrity as well. Look at what Trump did. I mean, from the beginning of his term, you know, have a Muslim ban right away. Well, then you remember the big protests that happened over that, okay? And he had the Muslim ban, and he was separating children from their parents, the Mexico deal. And not only did he separate the parents from the children, he put them in cages. Imagine that. So, but these people that were in office had integrity on the Republican side. I question that. I don't, if that's integrity, then I don't know what true integrity is. But that this, Donald Trump could do no wrong. Okay? And like he said, I could go down on Fifth Avenue in New York City and shoot somebody, and nobody would do anything about it. No, nobody could care. But that's, he had, you know, Donald Trump had a sway over people. I don't think every Republican fell for it. But I'll tell you what, the Republicans that did have integrity, they kept their mouth shut and didn't say anything. Now, why is that? Well, could very well be political, you know. I have a future to think of. I may want to run again in 2022 or 2024. I may want to run for president. God forbid, man, if I stand up to Trump, he's going to make it hard for me. And that's what it is. They're afraid of him. They're afraid that if they speak out, then Donald Trump's going to make it hard for them. Now, my fellow Americans, my fellow Blue Dots, everybody, whatever happened to the integrity that we had years ago as a nation? Think about it. There were morals, there were principles that were out there. And a lot of them were obvious, a lot of them were unwritten rules, you know, laws. You didn't do this because it wasn't proper. Well, I think that went bye-bye a long time ago. And now it's, I'll do whatever I have to do to get to the top. Now, we've had that, as long as, you know, goodness, probably before I was born. But, you know, maybe the very wealthy were able to do that, you know. But as a whole society, you know, they had morals. They had a moral compass, in other words, okay? They're not just going to go up and break the rules just so, you know, a certain party can get, you know, elected, or a certain character can be elected, or whatever. I know many a time when these candidates run, they have their past looked at. Okay? You know, what type of guy was he, or what type of woman was she? You know, they may dig some stuff up in the past and all. And a lot of times there might be something that's petty, and it's not going to make a difference as to how the person can run the office that they're running for. But it just seems in recent years, it's just gotten worse. It's like, I'm going to step on somebody. I don't care what I have to do to get in there. And now, if we can lie about it and people will believe it, that's even better. Well, this is what Donald Trump does. He lies about certain things, most recently the vote. And if people hear it enough, and he keeps lying and lying, they'll believe it. And that's the reason why we have this mess. And of course, you always have your fringes. You have your extreme right and you have your extreme left. But it seems like of late, the extreme right have really, really jumped on the bandwagon to support Donald Trump. And the pressure kept building. It's like a pressure cooker. Keeps building. You get a little bit of a heat and you get the water boiling and you get the steam going. And if you don't have a safety valve to leave things out, eventually it's going to blow up. And this is what happened. So now we're dealing with the results. But I'm going to tell you something. I am so proud of my country. I'm so proud of the leaders of the United States, the land that I love and care for. And these people that did what they did, that stormed into the Capitol, that caused these 5 deaths to occur and have people injured, they're going to have an account for it. They're going to pay the price. They thought they were in their glory. Oh, yeah, taking selfies. Man, look at this. That guy that sat in Nancy Pelosi's chair put his feet up on the desk. He got arrested. Oh, I tell you what. Future doesn't look too good for him. Or that other guy, I don't know his name offhand, from West Virginia. I think he's an elector or something. He was recently took an oath and was put in that position. Well, I think now he resigned. I think he was from West Virginia. Good for him. Good for him. Good for all these people that lost their jobs. They don't think. They get so caught up. Hey, and another thing. Do you think Donald Trump cares about what their life's going to be like? Do you really think that he's concerned? I don't think so. No. They should say, hey, Donnie, we did this for you. Bail us out. Yeah. You know what he'll do? He'll look at them and laugh. It's like, no way. He's only going to worry about his own ass and saving his own ass. He's not worried about them. I think now a lot of them are starting to wake up, especially in the Republican Party. They're starting to, like Lindsey Graham the other day. I couldn't believe, oh yeah, he wants to go the other way now. But it wasn't too long ago. Oh, Donald Trump's this man. We're going to stick behind him. Yeah, okay. Now we're seeing what's that term? The chickens are coming home to roost or whatever. Well, they certainly are. So this is going to be an exciting week coming up. Looking on my calendar, we have a whole full week yet, and then not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday. Next Wednesday, the 20th, finally, Joe Biden will be sworn in as President of the United States. And Kamala Harris will be sworn in as Vice President of the United States. So let's just hope that they've got a lot of security. I think they will. It's just a shame, though, that they weren't prepared. Now you got your, 7, 8 feet high gates and stuff. They waited till, like that old saying, they closed the barn door after the horse left. But guaranteed, these people that caused this ruckus, they're going to pay a price. And is it worth it? I mean, are they going to sit back and think, man, was it really worth it to support Donald Trump? Well, they can answer that question. I'm glad that the Democrats didn't get involved down there and clash, or like the Blue Dot fellow Blue Dot family members that I'm a part of. It's let the Red Wing nut jobs destroy themselves. We kept out of that and we watched what happened, and I think the results were obvious and people saw just how extreme Donald Trump and his minions really are, and what they did, what they were, So Anyway, I guess that's about all I have. I did mention the articles of impeachment. That's going to be tomorrow, so I'm going to be watching that. But it's going to be interesting to see if they can actually get him out. It's a time situation. There's not too many days left. I think there might be about 10, 11 days left until inauguration, but that was brought up too. Well, what's the point? Why should we do it? I mean, after all, he's going to be out on the 20th, and Joe Biden will be inaugurated. But that's not the point. He committed a crime against the Constitution, and he needs to pay for it. So, if they can't get him out this way, they definitely ought to file charges and have a prosecutor deal with him. This guy cannot get away with this shit. He got away with too much the way it is, and it's time we deal with him. All right, well, listen, I'm done. I covered everything that I wanted to cover. I hope that everybody has a good week. Stay safe. We still have a virus to deal with out there. I love when my pen doesn't write. But anyway, remember to wear your mask. Wash your hands at least for 22 seconds. That's what they recommend. Keep your distance 6 feet apart from each other. And we're going to make it through this pandemic. I'm waiting till when they get the vaccines to the point where I can get one. So I'm doing what I can to protect myself. That's all we can do right now. And take care. Have a great week. And probably sometime later this week I'll do another rant. But thanks for taking the time. Remember, subscribe to my channel. I have it as, I believe it's John I Fly on YouTube. It's either John I Fly or John You Know. I think it's John I Fly. And then on Facebook, it's under my real name, John You Know. John I Fly or John E Fly, however. It's JOHNIFLY. Yeah, feel free to subscribe. And I'm not sure if they have a bell on my side. I was looking, I didn't see it. Probably when you subscribe, I think that's what happens. When you click the subscribe button, a little drop-down menu comes up and it has a little bell. And you can click on the choice of getting all my updates or however you want to do it. So be sure to do that, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Have a great week, people. We're going to get through this. Okay? All right. Have a good night, and I love you all. Good night.